When will the president hold another solo news conference?
I don't have anything to preview at this time.
How did the president not know until this morning that it was cancer? How did 5 days go without knowing the diagnosis?
That is something that we're trying to find.
Not give an answer.
No, I hear you, but that is something that we are going to get a sense of this process, right? That's why they're going to do a review. That's why the Pentagon's going to do a review. That's why the Chief of Staff put out a memo to to the cabinets on protocols here to get a sense of how they've been moving with this process and how we're going to continue to move forward. We do not want this to happen again, obviously, but we're going to get a better sense once the Pentagon does the 30-day review to see how this occurred. Obviously, this is not something we want to see.
The Pentagon referred to the surgery as an elective procedure. Technically, it may be, but isn't that at best misleading?
As far as I know, Gabe, again, I barely got a history degree, so I'm not capable of talking about medical stuff. But as far as I know, that phrase elective medical procedure came in the statement by the two doctors at Walter Reed. That wasn't a Pentagon assessment. That was the wording chosen by the two doctors.
But isn't it misleading for the Pentagon to put that forward?
You'd have to talk to the Pentagon and the doctors. Gabe, I'm not a physician. The two physicians that are responsible, they use that phrase. They should speak to what that means. I'm not an expert.
Who does the president hold responsible for this lapse? Secretary Austin, his aides, the chairman of Joint Chiefs, who clearly knew about this the day after the secretary was hospitalized?
I will say this. I mean, Secretary Austin put out a statement, and he took full responsibility for this. So I would refer you back to the statement. And Secretary Austin was very clear, and we appreciate that he has taken responsibility for this. But I also want to say that we certainly hope that he fully recovers and also gets back to the Pentagon. So I'll leave it there. But his statement was very clear the other day. What is happening at the border is something that's been happening for decades, and we need to address it. What Republicans officials should hope for, they should hope for that we continue the economic progress that this president has made. Communities across America are coming back thanks to Bidenomics and his Investing in America agenda, which have ushered in a small business boom, created good-paying jobs with rising wages, strengthened local economies, and lowered costs for hard-working families. Bidenomics, it's working. So as you all know, there was a memo that was released today from the Chief of Staff, and the memo was sent to the President's cabinet on protocols for a delegation of authority. And so the memo does two things. I just want to lay that out for all of you. First, it asks every cabinet agency to submit in writing their current existing protocols for a delegation of authority they already have in place for review to the White House Office of Cabinet Affairs and the Chief of Staff by this coming Friday, January 12th. And second, in the interim, while the review of each agency's protocols is completed, the memo directs a set of robust protocols that cabinet agencies must undertake in the event of a delegation of authority. So that is what the memo says, those two really critical, important things. Again, this is something that we have said over the past couple of days, that the president believes that we have to have robust protocols and procedures in place, obviously, for across the cabinet, and this is what you're seeing from this memo.